Whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Rozvan and this is my group.
My name is Nixon.
And my name is Ivan. Nixon will start with some pre-discussion questions.
Yep. Before we present, I would like to ask everyone about our pre-discussion questions. So for the first one, what do you think is the reason to causing inefficiency of the local foods? What do you guys think? Jed, what do you think? Or anyone can answer if you got the answer. About the first one, what do you think is the reason to causing the inefficiency of local food? Anyone? I know you got an answer.
I think because it's the food in the market is much cheaper, so everybody's buying food there.
You mean by the local food or by the
No, they don't buy like local food.
Okay.
And like because of like some of them like time management also we can consider like some of the things that it's good to buy like the ready-made food and just eat it
Yeah.
and just make the one.
So I think to answer is for the article we will talk about later. So we just keep going on the second one. Do you feel that inefficiency of local food will have a big impact for the country?
You mean for the United States? Yeah.
Yeah, like for the United States. Yeah.
Or any country, I guess.
Yeah, or any country, like for example your countries. Anyone?
As we take the like example of the United States,
Yep.
like we know that fast food increase has been in the United States for a long time, and because of that, if you see like the obesity rate in the United States, it's high than like the rest of the world. Compared to the rest of the world,
definitely.
so it's like a little bit harmful. Like it can impact.
Yeah, especially in United States because they have a lot of people, different cultures, right? So yeah, we just go for it.
Hello, and now I'm going to present our first article, The Inefficiency of Local Food by Steve Saxon. As he said, at the first part of the article, he started with the problem of the funding in local farm programs. As he said, Senator Sheldon Brown of Ohio and Representative Kelly Pingree of Maine throws about $200 million to local farm programs. This is a small amount of money in comparison with the federal budget, which is $3.7 trillion. Can someone tell me why they actually don't allocate more money to this big cause? Do you have any idea?
I have an idea, but I'd like to hear others first.
Yeah.
Can you tell us something?
Maybe they think that volunteers are local.
Okay.
So you mean they don't choose local food, they have to choose one?
Can you ask the question? Answer the question?
I'm so sorry, but
He just came. Why do you think that the government is not allocating a big sum of money to the local farm programs? Because they allocate just $200 million and their budget is $3.7 trillion.
So your question is like, why can't the government give them more money?
Yes.
Maybe they're not interested in it. Something like that.
They don't benefit from it. They don't gain too much money from it.
Yes. That's the answer. Mr. Mercier?
Well, I agree with these guys. The local farms are smaller, so they don't need as much money. I mean, $1 trillion is a lot of money.
Yes.
So and like Alex said, they don't have as much to gain, right? If you give money to smaller farm, you won't get as much back as with big farms.
It's less profit.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Obama actually saw this as a big problem for a big cause. and she became the leader of the food reform movement to make local farms to get more money for their purpose. In this circle, we have the circle of local farms. Everything leaves from the farmer to the transportation to the customer. Everyone is happy. Even the price is bigger, but you know that if you pay more, you get more, but in hell. The next one, please. I'm going to talk about specialization and trade. Actually, I'm going to talk about Ed Glaser's point of view. He said that carbon emissions from transportation will not decline with local farms. Why? Because local farms will lead to a smaller population density as potential homes are displaced by community gardens. Can you tell me why he's thinking like this, what he has this idea?
Was the actual question?
Why Ed thinks that if they will create like more local farms, the population density will be lower. It's like you don't create a farm and then move anyone out of a city because you have a farm there. Where do you think he has this idea?
It would take a lot of space.
A lot of space.
Yeah, like farms, like farm and farm, 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 farm.
Thank you.
You know,
The next one.
oh, sorry.
Pollution from local worries. Ed said like previous that transportation, pollution transportation will not get lower with local farms, but the transport is the smallest part of the pollution that is made after farms. It's just 11%. The biggest part of the pollution is made by the production. This is the most harmful part of the process. 83% of carbon emissions is made by this. In this photo we can see the soil that is made after overusing in farming. If you farm a lot, you actually can destroy the soil. This is why local farms are better for the environment. Because in a big farm, they can create like, I don't know, they can put seeds and get the product for more than 4 times per year. But in local farms, they can do it like, I don't know, twice per year because they use it in, because of the weather and things like this. Transportation is not as harmful as it is the production, but it's harmful for us, not just for the planet. Because did anyone heard that when they take the plants, like if you want to buy bananas, they are not made like in your country because not everyone can have all the plants. If you take bananas from Africa, have you heard about that they are transporting it with a plane? They are every time transporting it by ship because it's the cheapest way of transport and they get more money out of it. But in the time when they transport it, it will take like 7 days from Africa to America to come with it, and then from America they have to spread it everywhere. So they will transport from America to other states by car. So it will take more time, and plants are not so long life. So they literally take plants that are not in their final way of like when in Romania I saw actually bananas that are green because they were not very why they do this?
It will be made after.
Yes. The next one, please. And the last part of my article will be about economies of scale and health implications. Economics of scale means like bigger is better, something like this. Small farms have high cost operations. Why? Because you can't get so much product out of a very small place, as you can do it like in a big farm, and they just sell it like on a very small area. Large operations are also more efficient and covering inputs and outputs. These inputs and outputs are more like money. You spend more, you get more. In local farms, you have to sell it expensive to get something. The health implications are that higher cost on certain foods may be a solution to a big health challenge in, in the developed world. What do you think about this statement?
If you pay more, you go farm, an economy raises at the same time.
You have to increase your income to pay more.
Yeah.
Yes, no one has the money to spend like on bio vegetables and food. So that's why everyone buys it from market, because it's cheaper. Local foods may have a place in the market, but on their own. No one will, like the government will not help them as much as they help the other farms that are bigger, like a corporation though, because they want money. And from a local farm, you can't get so much money as you can get from a big farm.
True.
Now Nixon will ask more questions.
So after you heard about my group mates about this article, so here is two main discussion questions for you guys. So the first one is local the best way to go for all producing? What do you think?
I think it should be combined.
Combined?
Yeah, sometimes like,
You mean combined from like local food and like the produce from out like the other countries?
yeah, I think so.
Okay, so like they have another one is like should you buy local partly instead of partly made in Europe or Japan or other countries you like?
Okay.
Yeah.
So for example, if you live in United States,
Yeah.
and if you're from UK, yeah, Japan,
Yeah.
yeah, Romania, and if you try to find your food in this country,
Yeah.
it will be not possible. It will be possible only for certain regions, like in United
Okay.
States, you can get it.
Yeah. So if the food is much like expensive than local food, you still will buy like
Depends, like if you are interested to eat only that one,
Yeah.
you have to buy that one. If you like, just feel that I wanted to eat that one, that's it. That there is
Okay.
no choice.
So, okay, that's my second one. So what do you think, how can we get our local food to stay in market? Because in the article, it says, it's hard to, like people don't choose a lot like the local food right now. So what do you think about local food stay in our market?
Like maybe to write the good sides of eating locally in markets, like above of the shell. I don't know. Like when you eat locally, you will be healthy and something like that.
Yeah, like it should be promoted
Yeah.
to eat local and healthy food.
So do you think the government can give some benefit to the farmer?
Yeah, like stimulated and that's it.
When you say government, I know this happens a lot, but
Yeah.
I think, are you talking about U.S. government, all countries' governments? Because I think the article, the Sexton, I think is
Yeah.
talking about the U.S. mostly,
Yeah,
maybe
US,
some
yeah,
others.
in US.
But are you what countries are you thinking?
US.
The US?
Yeah, US. So any answers from here?
I got idea. As I know in Louisiana state, they got a kind of small lobster. It's just look like lobster but different color though.
We from Boston, the Boston.
Crawfish, crayfish,
Yeah,
maybe?
crayfish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crayfish, yeah.
And the local people they fall in love with them, and I think one way to make this kind of local food stay in market is their government will hold a festival about this crayfish
Mhm.
every year, so like the local people can maintain this culture to next generation, and people from outside can learn more about the local food. So it's from a culture way.
Okay, for the culture.
Make the local food as a culture.
Yeah, so I got like few answers for the second one. So I think government can help the farmer for the farmer to make the produce cheaper. And the second one is they can promote the local produce. Yeah, to let like other people to love their local food. Yeah, so I will to.
Okay, the second article here is local food is still a niche. Can it grow beyond that? Can anyone give me explain about the word niche?
Niche.
What's that?
It's like have a basic to probability, just like have an opportunity to make money, like this. And local food supporters think that buying local food can support local economic boost food security, but actually there are only a pretty small Americans use local food at their daily life. And the goal of the main point of the whole article is to grow a lot more food closer to our cities, like this sentence. And the goal is existing croplands were repurposed for local food consumption. Here is a picture, and you can see here is New York City here. And this is the farms near New York City. And the researcher said that the area of these farms can provide 30% of the whole New York City food resource. Just like they don't need to buy food from a long distance way, they only need to use the local food and can provide 30% of the food. Actually, earmark some of our croplands, it can be 100% self-sufficient, but it's only a guess. It doesn't come true now. However, there are only a pretty small farms in US used for local foods, so anyone knows why it is.
Maybe because you have to repair a lot of land for the farm, and it's rather expensive to make it.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Maybe it's, for instance, expensive to finish production of rice in the United States than in comparison to countries in the Middle West, where people just don't. You can pay them maybe less than $1,000 per month, and also I don't think that there are a lot of restrictions for agriculture.
Yeah. Okay. And many farms are like provide food for a long distance now. Like much of the food people currently eat is processed and packaged. So this is the reason that why local food can't provide all the food. And also here is a housing very clear. The first one is Americans aren't used to eating seasonally. Like we need to eat strawberry at summer and orange in the winter, but local food can't do it. If I live in Northeast, I can't eat strawberry, watermelon, mango like this in the winter because we don't have the croplands, we don't have the environment, we don't have the suit weathers to grow them. And secondly, local food would increase prices. So why do you think local food will increase the prices?
Maybe the local farmer need more human resource.
Yes.
And they don't have much machine and
They're not big business, they have to charge more.
Yeah.
And what's with the Pepe the Frog right there? Is that opposing view? Or-
Yeah, opposing.
Okay.
Okay. And next, we're gonna be the main questions here.
So after you guys listen from my group mates, so they have two main discussion question for you guys again. So the first one is, what do you think about local food still make a pretty small fraction of what American eat? This is the article from me, like one article.
expensive and it's hard to make.
Expensive to calculate? Yeah, that works. Any on this side?
Can you tell us?
Can you tell us about the first questions? No? Okay, how about from the guy with the black hoodie? Yeah. What do you think the answer for the first one? Can you see the question? Oh, you also can see the question from your sheet here.
You want to
Oh yeah,
repeat it with your voice, maybe?
What do you think about local food still make a pretty small fraction of what Americans eat?
I think that many Americans still eat fast food a lot. Like,
Oh, you think because Americans they still eat
Yeah.
a lot of fast food?
yeah.
Okay. Yep, that works. Okay, let's go to the second one.
Video.
In that of the article, the Asian professor
Hay lắm thì mày.
Ellington and his author Andrew write about self-sufficient. So what do you think all country can be self-sufficient? Why and why not? Do you think every country can self-sufficient? In your in US, do you think?
Self-sufficient to make local food?
Yeah, do you know?
It's
Yeah.
just about food or other resources also?
Only food.
Just
yeah,
about food?
Only food.
I think probably not.
Like
Something like
probably
that.
not. Why?
Because the reason I think probably not is because the population of nowadays is different with old age. Like in a traditional society, they have smaller population,
Yeah.
so the local food probably can feed all the people. But by the urbanization, more people are so population is going up. Maybe the local farmer is no longer enough to feed all the people, so they need to building a big farmer to achieve higher production.
Yeah, to feed more
to
people.
feed more people.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
And for instance, if I'm an American person and I want a simple banana, I just can't eat an American banana. It has to be like an African or something like that.
Africa. So you mean you got more choice, right? Not just American banana. That's what you mean?
No, I mean like self-sufficient means like it has no influence from other countries, right?
Yeah.
So like if I want a banana, I can't get it because I'm like an American. And like it has to be
As I said
an African
earlier,
one.
you
Yeah.
can't have everything on
I
your
can, but
continent.
it wouldn't be as
I can explain
self-sufficient.
it if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So
I understood.
oh, you guys.
I was just saying, I understood what he was saying, okay.
So before we finish, just one last questions, and the answer is from the PPT actually. Sorry. So what is the local food of Florida?
Orange.
Oranges?
Yeah, oranges.
Strawberry?
Orange.
Strawberry? Orange, right?
Orange.
Lobsters.
This orange. One
Yes.
here. It's orange. Yeah. So this is the key for you. The colorful cool. Yeah, that's
What?
it.
You want a prize?
That is the
What?
color. Yeah, that's it.
It's colored.
It's color one.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Oh, thank you, gentlemen. Oh, no, additional questions?
No questions? Anyone?
So far, so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you guys.
All right, thank you.